up, Ham Radio? Kilo Echo 8, Papa Zulu November, the Ham Radio Adventure Guy. Thanks for stopping by. Your one stop for everything Adventure Radio. It is Hump Day. That means it's time for the Hump Day Happy Hour. Got a great show scheduled tonight. We're going to be talking about Support Your Parks Weekend and the new Roving Award. But we're definitely going to have a cool stream tonight for sure. Let's get it started by giving a shout out to all the Patreons because they rock. They keep me going with gas and all the good stuff I need to do to head out to all these parks all the time. So I appreciate each and everything they do. I couldn't do it without them. And I couldn't do it without my adventure program, guys. And we're going to talk about them next. All righty, let's bring up the adventure guys. And out of nowhere, PP Man popped up from not on the board to second place. Randall still with the lead. Bruce with an off-stream donation again today. 10 slices of pizza. Thank you very much, Bruce. And the rest of it sort of thinning out. We got rid of that big 9-place tie at the end there, and we still have the tie for looks like a 4-way tie at the very end as well. All right, we're going to go ahead and bring out Hayden and our other guest. There's Hayden.
What's up, everybody?
And there's the Protector of the North. What's going on, guys?
I'm the King of the North. What's this protector crap?
Oh, yeah, you gotta be listen. You gotta be careful throwing that King world around. You know, because I might have to invade. And actually, you can answer a question for me while we're on the live stream because I was told something.
Okay.
I was told that if I didn't need a passport, if I had a driver's license and a birth certificate, I could cross the border.
Depends who you get in the booth, but technically you need a passport.
Okay.
Or a passport card. They do. I have heard of people getting across with just a birth certificate and driver's license, but officially it's a passport, and it's been that way for the past 10 years.
Okay. So. Yeah. Somebody that was over in Michigan was telling me that people can go through with just the birth certificate and the driver's license. That's why I was curious.
Now, when we went on our cruise a couple years ago, that's all we needed was a birth certificate and driver's license.
Yeah, but where'd you go on the cruise?
One of them was like the Bahamas and
okay,
some places like that. Maybe the U.S. Virgin Islands, but that's.
Yeah, I mean it's possibly true, James. I can't say it's not, but.
Well, I mean, I'm not gonna plan a trip based on something that could only possibly be true. So
yeah,
I'll ask somebody from the State Department
because I have thought about invading the other lands a little bit.
State Department's not who you need to ask, Hayden. It's Canada Customs Protection, CSP. Yeah.
Let's look them up online.
GSP, George St. Pierre.
No,
he's a good fighter, man. So anyway, we're going to be talking Support Your Parks tonight. It's coming up this weekend. I'm excited about that. But before we do that, I wanted to talk about the new Photo Award. So basically, the Radar Award, which we all love and hate because we hated the application to fill out and to apply for them, has went away, and it is being replaced with the Rover Award. And I figured who better to talk about the Rover Award than the champion rover himself, Mr. 65 parks, well, 68 if you counted the twofers, but 65 parks in the Rove category. Tell us about it, James. What's going on?
Yeah, so I'm going to speak as the king of rovers for this year and POTA Dev. There was just some discussion about, I'll give the short version. A lot of people weren't using the radar because of the extra information and the extra work to do it. And so many of you saw the post in Slack or Facebook that Jason put out that just said that, like 4% of activators ever applied for a radar. So, we just started discussing and realized that we can make it a little bit more. It was completely separated from the rest of the awards. So the discussion came around that we can make it more like the rest of the awards, make it automatic with data we already collect, and give people, make it more accessible to a lot of the other activators. So also the previous radar awards were based on the radar program, which is comes out of, oh man, I forget his name, his call sign, but he's out of South Africa. You can still apply for radar awards separately with your POTA activations on that website. It's just there won't be an integrated POTA radar. But for the new POTA Rover Awards, James need to turn down his phone. So for the new awards, basically the decision was made to space out the number of activations, the number of entities more evenly, instead of having 5 and 7 and 9 and 12, and then they weren't evenly spaced. The decision was made to make it increments of 5. And advanced some preliminary queries and kind of looked at, if we did it 5, 10, 15, how many activators would that include, and how regular were people doing, robes at different levels. Now, obviously doing 30 plus, like I had to do to win Support Your Parks, that's very unusual. There's only 4 people, I think, that have done something that crazy. So yeah, it's basically more consistent. It uses the same system. It's automatic. So a lot of you will actually have, if you've gone out and done, 5 or more parks in a day, you'll have that award automatically now. It's retroactive. It is still catching up because it is going back to the very earliest activations. So it might take a few weeks. But basically every time you submit a log, it puts your call sign in the queue to be checked for Rove awards. So, give it a little time, but eventually, if you've done 5 to 9, 10 to 14, 15 to 19, you get the gist. Basically, there's a range of parks before you go to the next threshold, so you'll get them all. So there's probably going to be a few bugs that we're working through, just because it is new, and it's also the other big difference is it's based on a UTC day, which is kind of how we do everything else in POTA, as opposed to 24-hour period like radar is. So for those of you that go out and like Tom and I went out on Sunday and we did a big robe, and some of them were after UTC 00, that's 2 different robes now, because it was a different UTC day and not just 24-hour period. So if you are looking to do something crazy like 30, you need to start at UTC 0 the night before or the day before and keep going, because if you start at 11 o'clock in the morning, you're not going to get 30 parks in before 8 p.m. Eastern, for example. So
exactly, you got to rove like the hardcore rovers do. Really quick shout out to Eddie for the $9.99 super chat. Shout out to whoever someone is who bought 3 slices. I'll figure out who that is by your email later. And shout out to James Jenner, who bought 5 slices of pizza. Appreciate you guys very much. All right, and while you guys are continuing to talk about this, I'm going to load a TV really quick, and I will be right back.
Okay, that's random.
It is, but
yeah, but not unexpected. He was warning about that right before you came into the backstage.
Okay.
So here we have on the up on the screen is the different levels and the different names of the new Rover Awards.
And there's a gentleman that does the actual Rover, Eddie Layton, Zulu Sierra 6, Bravo November Echo. So he runs a website where you can apply for radar still.
Okay.
Yeah.
I missed him. So it looks like they're keeping with the same kind of names as they did with the original, the radar.
Yeah. Just shifted them so they're spaced by 5s instead of arbitrary 2 or 3 or 4 increments.
Okay.
But yeah, kept the same animals because the templates were already made. We just changed the logo on it.
Changed the reference numbers as far as how many parks you needed. Okay.
I did lobby for more, but they didn't think there were enough people who were crazy like me. So they're probably right. 30 is pretty crazy.
Yeah.
It's definitely something we want people to be. If you're planning a 30 reference activation in a single day, think it out. Take the day off work beforehand. Rest up. Drive safe. All those things, because hitting 30 parks in a single go can kick your ass. There's no two ways about it. Especially when you're mixing and driving and operating equipment and so it's. But I encourage everybody who activates, go try to get a warthog. Now some places it's really hard for you to get 5. Just because where you are geographically, I understand that. But if you have 5 parks near you, try it one day. It's a lot of fun. You don't have to get a lot of contacts. And especially if you're out east, you can totally use ham sticks that take 5 minutes to set up. So it's the rubbing's fun.
See, now that's another question you just brought up about contacts. Is it still 10? Is it 10 contacts now that it's 5 different parks?
It has to be an actual activation.
Okay.
Each park has to be fully activated. Now, the one thing, because the way we're running the queries, NFERs do count. So if you go to the 5 fur in DC, that's a rove.
That would be a warthog.
That would be a warthog for one location.
Oh,
so
man.
that is the one slight difference.
Oh, wow. Maybe I'll go visit Fort McHenry.
Hiking in Hammond, find a 15th so you can get a cheetah, man. 14 is just too close. You got to find one more. Oh, that's a 2-day rove. Oh, okay, there you go. Well, make sure you break it up and get 10 one day and 5 the other, right?
There you go.
So, yeah, it's like I wasn't even thinking about it, and obviously being part of the team, I had a little forewarning about it coming. But Sunday, the rove that Tom and I did, 31, I didn't even think about. I was thinking, I was still stuck in my head. Oh, it's within 24 hours, so it'll be a 30 park rove, 31 park rove. But he was asking me around 8 o'clock. He's like, and I didn't even compute when he asked me as we're driving between parks. He's like, so did these get put together to be a 30 park, or? And it took me like 3 parks later. I'm like, oh, wait a second, you were asking about that because I totally gapped. So we did I don't even know how many we did before 8. I'd have to look. But the other thing is the awards are we wait 7 days before it's processed, because once you're issued for a row for a particular UTC day, that's it. So like if you went to 14 parks in a day and you're like, oh my God, I forgot one, I actually had 15, and you put it in 9 days later, you're going to get the award for 15, which is actually a rhino, which is the 10. I mean, sorry, the award for 10. You won't, even if you put in the other one, it's just going to be a spare activation. It won't upgrade your rover.
Okay.
So that's
you'd have to go back out and do it on a different day and do the 15.
Yeah.
So make sure you get all 15 in there. Yeah,
but that's why we're delaying. Oh, it's okay, Pat. You're late. You missed the important part that was all about you. Papa Bravo Echo. Yeah. you missed the one piece of information that actually applied to you. Yeah. So just make sure that when you're doing your logs, you get them in, within 7 days. And that's why we did the delay that way. So there's plenty of time for you to get all your logs in for a particular day, and you don't have to feel rushed or stressed about it.
Okay.
Yeah. So Pat, we're talking about the new Rover Awards. If you go to your 5 fur, even though you're not really moving, you'll get a warthog. It's 5 entities in a single in a single UTC day.
So I have a question for you.
Mm-hmm.
So let's say that a person is working on the 25 and the 30, okay?
Yep.
And say I go to 25 parks today, and tomorrow I want to go for my 30. Can I go to them same 25 and then 5 more, and it still count?
Yep. Whatever you activate in a single UTC day.
Okay.
So
cool, man. Pat could get that. Pat could get super easy. He could do a 5-fer and a 4-fer in probably 2 hours.
Oh yeah. Well, all he's got to do is 10 contacts. He can do a 5-fer in like 5 minutes, unless he's really bad at activating. So all he's got to do is go get his 10 contacts at the 5-fer and go home. He's got a rove. Pat, I actually don't know about the whole trails rivers thing. I will clarify that with Vance. I believe it's park reference, so I don't think you can use the trail multiple times, even if it's in multiple states.
That would be good.
So, yeah. See, now Pat and I are going to have a competition of who can get a rhino the fastest, which he'll win because I don't have a 5-fer. The best I can do is 3-fer. So,
like the fastest is in like quickest time, like 60 minutes or something.
Well, he can do his in 3 minutes because he can get his 10 contacts in 3 minutes at the 5-fer.
Okay.
He can get the fastest warthog. So, yeah. So it's slightly different, but it's more in line with how, how all the other awards are processed and calculated and all that. So,
well, I mean, I think it's convenient because you can do it and not have to do the application and stuff. Matter of fact, I already have 3 that showed up in my awards already. I've already got 3 of them. So, and I did nothing. It was all stuff I've previously done.
Yeah. So, by the way, if you have radars, they'll stay in your awards. The legacy awards that have already been issued are not going away.
And I figured out, because I was thinking that I should have 4, but you clarified what the problem is with that. It's now UTC day, because when I did my 20 plus parks, it would be in a 24-hour day like it used to be.
Yeah.
So exactly. that makes sense to me now.
Yeah. So I went and looked at mine. Because I've done enough crazy roves, we were using me as the guinea pig, obviously. Couple of gallons. Oh yeah, I mean, if you wanted to convert pizzas to gas, sure, but you don't want to be hanging out with James when he's converting pizza to gas. It's not pleasant. So we should have done one more park in Ohio. Let me just put it that way, James. We could have gotten a row for Ohio if we'd have done one more park.
Thank you very much for that, Alvin. Yeah.
Toby had already started.
Yeah, it's in effect now, Toby.
Yep, and it's retroactive. It's going back to day 1 of the first QSO, which is 2011 or something, because people put in some old logs that were in parks. So
yeah, it's definitely already started, because like I said, I've already got 3 of them sitting in my awards. So
it is going to take a couple weeks for Airblades to get issued retroactively. So. But yeah, I mean, Brian, I know you're making a joke, but there's actually something, we could, outside of POTA official, let me put on my just activator hat and take off the POTA team hat. There's a lot of cool things we could do just among ourselves of, just deciding that, hey, the DC Rhino is a rhino stuck in the mud or something because you're not actually moving. Like you could actually kind of play on it and kind of do challenges for each other, so to speak. Of it makes it a lot easier to me to just have more fun with it. Because the one thing I hate about the radars was going and figuring out, okay, I have to drive the long way around this county so that it's over 6 kilometers from one park to another when I can literally see it across the road. I would drive halfway across the county and come back so I could drive my 6 kilometers.
And speaking of challenges, this week here is the last week that I'm waiting for people to turn in their 22 park challenge. So if you did the 22 park challenge and you want something, you got to have it turned in this week, because this weekend I got to get the award started going out as well. And speaking of stuff going out, Friday is mail day. I know some of you guys have been waiting on some stuff from me, and I'm horrible about mailing stuff. But I do have I got to get John's antenna going out Friday. I've got to get Eddie's got some stuff coming, and but since it was mail day, I decided that I was going to give a little bit of bonus stuff out, and I'm not going to show you what I'm giving out because I want it to be a surprise to them. But if you finished in the top 2 of the adventure program in quarter 1, 2, or 3, you'll be getting something in the mail special. So, I mean, not to mention if you finished in the top 2, you're in the year-end drawing as well. So, but and those people, I can tell you who those people are because I'll give them an extra shout out. Quarter 1 was Hayden and Evan. Quarter 2 was India Charlie Papa and David Davenport. And quarter 3 was India Charlie Papa and Mr. James Linden. So all you guys will be getting something sent out in the mail on Friday. And yes, your antenna, John. I haven't forgot. I've just been. Friday is actually DMV day, so I have to go deal with some stuff anyway. So I might as well deal with the post office as well.
Sorry, real quick, going back, Jens. I just noticed a question from Richard. Kilo 6 Romeo Delta Juliet, Truckingham. No, there's no distance requirements from the home QTH. There's no distance requirement at all. It just has to be a different entity.
Yeah, they did away with the practice of the radar, where you had to move a certain amount of feet or miles. I forget what it was.
There is a requirement that if you've run somebody's battery dry before, though, you have to go on a rove with them and keep their battery charged for them the whole time. He knows what I'm talking about.
I'm guessing there's a story behind this, but okay. I ran my big 60-pound sealed lead acid battery down on Sunday with the 31 parks.
Okay. Well, you know what? We're gonna try something really quick here. Mr. Linden, when you get the opportunity, will you tell me if Whiskey Alpha 7 Papa Bravo Echo did 22 different parks in the month of September?
Okay.
Well, actually, he just has to do 21 because he did do a soda, and I told him I'd give him credit for a soda. So 21 different parks. If he did, to my knowledge, he'll actually take the coin because no other activator's done it besides myself. And I did it in like 5 days, y'all. It wasn't hard. Anyway, we're gonna talk while he's looking that up.
Dakota King.
Listen. One day I'm gonna retire. It's a shame that I already have the 2 princes picked out for my crown. You know.
Now they're worthy picks.
Yeah, listen, they're already working on CW too. That's why I like Kyle kind of, you know, when Kyle was on the campfire stream the other day, he kind of got me inspired a little bit because, you know, I said I'm going to do a CW activation by the end of the year, and I still stick with that. But he kind of got me inspired a little bit to start studying harder, and they're trying to learn it, so that's got me inspired. But I have every activation I've went out since Sunday, I have at least hunted CW. All right, so Hayden, what do you got planned?
Shaq and Greg is in the house.
Oh, Lord.
Time to run for the hills, and not his hills.
Moderators, please keep a really good eye on that guy.
Doesn't he have a wrench yet?
He's got a monkey wrench to throw into the program. Is what he's got. That reminds me. I need to fix somebody's wrench when they pop into the chat tonight.
You need to fix my wrench.
That's who it is. I knew it was somebody. I was trying to think who it was.
Yeah, you gave me the moderator under my other account, but I'm trying to move all my ham stuff to this one. So
it wasn't you. It was David. I remember who it was.
It is me. I don't have a wrench.
Oh yeah.
It wasn't you that I was supposed to do it. I will give you a wrench just because.
This is practically my stream now.
Because
you just run it for me.
See?
Because, you know, I practically got you divorced and everything, you know.
Oh, it was Mike.
Yeah, that's what I said. It was Mike. I said David, didn't I?
Mm-hmm.
I see somebody else that needs one too. Let's fix that.
Don't give everybody wrenches. It won't be any fun anymore.
Well, no. Once you become a Patreon, you get a wrench. So. Somebody will notice they just got one if they've not noticed it before.
Okay, so sorry, your question about Pat was how many parks in
last month?
In September. Different parks, not the same parks, different parks.
Not the same. Oh, okay, this query needs to be different.
I'm not going all the way back through there. Type something in the chat, James.
I just did.
Well, it ain't showed up on YouTube yet.
It won't show up until you type something else anyway.
There.
Nope.
There we go. All right. There. All right. I just like to...
Too many keyboards and too many mice in front of me.
Okay, so Hayden, what are you doing
By the way, in person, James's phone is even more annoying. I offered to throw it out the window in Ohio because it was doing that, like it wasn't even finished saying Huckleberry to start doing it again.
So you're telling me to turn it off, but it's
no. That's a cue for me to check things.
It's a cue for Hayden to check the thing so he can put it across the screen.
I need to start posting my my buy me a coffee link and see if people actually click on it thinking it's yours. Maybe I can get some gas too.
Oh wait, we got a new Patreon.
Oh, there we go.
Oh Lord, man.
You're gonna have to raise the threshold. You're gonna have to raise the threshold for getting a wrench. Only people who drive you to another state get a wrench.
That's funny. Just so you guys know that if you know you see this Adventure program, that's any kind of donations, okay? So whether you buy me a pizza or you do a super chat on YouTube or you come and pick me up and you decide to take me on a rove, you know, I start deducting gas money. If you're buying me food while we're out, I deduct that. So James took second place last month, not so much because he donated on stream, but because he donated through taking me on a rove, and I get a package showing up at my house with 3 wire winders like he got, you know. Yeah, I appreciate that, but I also give him credit for it on there. And speaking of that, James, I got something to put on there now.
Oh, yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
Oh, you're going to put red wire on a red winder?
It's orange, but
okay.
Yeah.
Blends in.
Yeah, with your brown walls, red and orange kind of tend to blend a little bit.
So, all right. So back to this for the 5th time. Hayden, what are you doing for supporting parks?
I'm going to be doing some hunting, mostly, and then hopefully Sunday. Weather's looking good. Might go out Sunday morning to the old home park and do an activation. See if I can remember how to do one.
Yeah, how long has it been since you did an activation?
Since I bought the boat. So probably I know for a fact I took part in the last Support Your Park weekend, but I don't think it's been 3 months. But yeah, it's been a while. It's been at least a month or two.
All right, I gotta find him on here because I'm really gonna regret giving out this wrench. I know I am. He's gonna be blocking everybody. I bet you. I ain't even gonna say who the new Patreon is. I'm just gonna let you guys.
Oh, I think we already know because
I'm gonna let you guys.
He let the cat out of the bag himself.
Oh, did he let it out of the bag?
Yeah.
So
there, look at that.
There goes there goes the channel. Hey, when the next time he says something in there, we'll see. Oh,
So Vance, yeah, I found a bug for Vance. So I sent him a message in developer chat. I'm like, so here's my numbers. Is my math bad or are we missing something?
oh Lord, Vance is actually in the chat.
Yeah. I told him I was going to come and say all kinds of bad things about him on this stream, so he showed up. He drove his buggy over to the local internet plug down the road.
All right, James, you're next. What are you doing for Support Your Parks weekend?
Currently, there is a small chance I have to change plans, but currently I will be doing the Bruce Peninsula. It's a little peninsula in Ontario. I'll be camping over on the shores of Lake Huron in a provincial park, so I'll be able to, when I'm in the camper in the evening, I'll be able to work that, and then Saturday and Sunday I'll be driving up the peninsula. It's 12 parks. They're all new to me. 4 of them are straight up Atnos that have never been done. And then there's 3 other parks that are in the area, but they're slightly different directions, so I may or may not be able to grab them depending on how weather is and timing and all that. I'm not doing a crazy rove or going for big QSOs. This is kind of just I'm trying to get to my 200th show specifically. Thanks, Vance. That's awesome. Vance did all the hard work for the Rover Awards, by the way. I complained that they were lame and not big enough, and that kind of started a conversation. And Vance did all the work while I was on vacation, activating states. Yeah, so 12 new to me parks, 4 of them at nose, 3 possible bonuses, and I'm just looking to get to 200 unique parks by the end of the month. I was going to do it by the end of the year, but after doing 31 the other day, it kind of got to be so close that I'm just looking to do it by the end of October. So,
see you later, Mike. Oh. Well, see, I too actually have one plan plus a bonus plan. So my plans depend on how everything goes at the DMV on Friday. So if all goes well, I do plan on going on a fairly decent road, for sure. I haven't decided exactly which way, north or south. It ain't going to be east or west. It's going to be north or south, I believe. That's the plan so far. But if everything doesn't go the way I want it to at the DMV on Friday, it will be just pretty much me being here, local, and hitting it like the king always does. Thank you very much for the $2 super chat, David. To help with the freedom fee at the DMV. Yeah. I've actually been out in my car for 3 days straight, actually going to work, but that's because I was told that as long as I got the paperwork where I've got the original tickets and stuff, they can't really give me another one for the same stuff. So we'll see if that works. Hey, I got to work. How do they want me to pay all this stuff if I don't work, you know?
All depends on who you talk to.
Well, I mean, I do have a fake set of jugs over in my passenger seat that I'm going to throw up in my shirt if I get pulled over, and hopefully it's Joe Brett, and he'll pull me over and he'll see my jugs and he'll be like, "Oh, sir, you're going to have to step out around the back of my car." Got to pick on Joe because he ain't here tonight. Oh. Anyway.
And Brian, yes, hopefully we can get across the lake. Oh, there's a good chance the lake is going to make my signal bounce right over your head.
Speaking of challenges, I think that everybody should work Kyle this weekend and tell me how many police copies you can get in during your QSOs with him. I do actually have a cool new challenge coming up. I'm not going to release it till Friday, but I think it'll be cool. Since I've become the challenge king anymore, I just keep laying out challenges. I like giving away stuff.
I tried to lay one down in chat earlier, and there were no takers.
What was the challenge?
30 parks, or it's not a real rove.
30 parks, or it's not a real rove.
Pat says he's got a challenge coming up too.
Pat's challenge is he's transitioning over from running QRP to QRO.
There you go.
Oh man, Illinois QSO party. Oh man,
is it this weekend? Oh, come
on! It's also Jamboree on the air for scouts.
I can deal with that.
Yeah,
I can deal with that. But the QSO parties, man, that's gonna just swamp the band.
The Pennsylvania QSO party.
Just make all the contacts with Illinois and log it as POTA contacts.
Hey,
that's a good challenge.
Anybody want to send me to Illinois to activate this weekend?
Hey,
I could hit all the counties in Illinois, and I'd be the hot person.
So Ed, I got a funny story about that. Tom and I were at a park, and we went through the trouble putting up the 128-foot end fed, and run the transformer and the coax, and we worked a couple stations. We got Toby, and we're like, Toby's she's only like a 5'5", and she's been a 5'9" all afternoon. What's the deal? I'm like, okay, it's just a weird spot. Even though we were on a high spot, it was clear. There's no noise on the band. Anyways, it was odd. We worked a couple other stations. We're like, we're not getting out or something. He looks over. We hadn't connected the antenna wire to the transformer. We were basically using the coax in the transformer, and we were still talking to the East Coast.
Nice.
So yeah, we're not sure who was supposed to tighten that wing nut down, whether it was him or me, but one of us was the dummy load.
Well, I wasn't trying on dummy load, but I today, 40 wasn't the greatest in between work and the stream, and I spotted in my Discord, of course, and right after about 30 seconds after I spot in Discord, I go ahead and hit the button on POTA and spot in POTA, and I get activated. I get like 20 in just from Discord, and I'm like, where's everybody else at? I'm like, where's my pile up? What is going on? So I go back to the POTA spot, and I'm not spotted. So I try to spot again. Nothing. I try to spot again. I tried it 3 times, and then finally I got in Discord. I was like, somebody spot me, and then it went right through for them, and then here come the pile.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure Vance has got a filter in there that just randomly doesn't spot me. You'll need more contacts today.
I think that's what it is. I think what it was is instead of taking me out of his ham alerts, he's like, watch this.
Yeah, he's starting his whole grading on the curve thing. We're the kids in the class that nobody likes because we keep the curve way out there.
He's like 67,000 QSOs this year. That is enough, young man.
So Brian, my local club president, Victor Echo 3 X-Ray November Sarah, says Joda won't cause any issues, not a ton of stations. Yeah, you're right. Shout out to Brian. He's heavily involved with Joda. Unfortunately, it's not in the POTA park this year. It was in a POTA park last year, so we did some park to parks for fun. Yeah, he's involved with that. He's going to be running Joda station. So if you hear V3XNS, well, actually, it's going to be V3GCB, Victor Echo 3 Great Canadian Beer. That's our club call. So if you hear that, you'll be working Brian or one of our other members. I believe Ed's going to be there.
What's Ed's call?
EDB, Victor Echo 3 Echo Delta Bravo.
Okay. So I'm sending a bunch of Canadian QSO cards up to James, and he's supposed to distribute them, guys. So if you don't get your card, but the guys from Barry,
Yeah, you're not giving me LBI and CP, right?
Oh yeah.
Oh, you're giving me theirs too? Well, I guess I'm just gonna have to go activate all their parks and like deliver their QSO cards. It's gonna cost me like $150 in gas to deliver a QSO card, but
Well, I mean, it's better than me spending $1.50 for a stamp.
okay, yeah.
Now, if they're too far, I can send them. That's fine.
No. It's fine. It's fine.
I know I had a list that you gave me of people that were in your club,
It probably wasn't even correct because I'm not even sure.
Which
So
I'm really surprised. James James's club is like super POTA active.
yeah,
I mean,
we are
like
XNS, THR, RNH, WCX, VA3CP, LBI,
and it's
Victor X-ray. Oh man, I'm forgetting a couple, but
and it's funny if you ever notice you work a bunch of them right in a row. It's because they do a group text and say, "Hey,
yep,
he's on over here."
we have our own Slack, and we're like, James is on, so we all so whenever James calls, was there a Victor Echo? And we just all pile on because it's like, who's he gonna get? The thing is, James, you gotta remember that if you get one of us, you gotta wait for at least 7 of us.
Yeah, there's a thing. I don't wait for anybody.
Yeah, I mean, at least your equal opportunity squash.
That's just like
you gotta call QRP, you gotta call EX, and then you gotta call Canadian stations.
I got ears. People say QRP, and I throw out their call signs, buddy. I don't.
Oh yeah, Yankee, Mike, obviously. There's 2 or 3 others that I can generally pick out. Oh yeah, Victor Alpha 3 Whiskey Papa.
Now here's the thing: Yankee India Yankee and Mike, their tones are incredibly alike. You got to really pay attention to those two.
That's true.
Although Papa Tango X-Ray, he's been running 300-watt amps, guys. Don't let him fool you.
Well, when he gets the Eagle 1 going, even if he only puts a tenth of a watt to Eagle 1, it's going to turn to 100 watts.
Oh yeah, because the Eagle 1 has been infused with Dr. Pepper, so your dB just goes through the roof. It never amazes me because I'm very adamant about what antenna I use because everybody asks me all the time, but how many times a week I still get asked, well, what antenna are you using? I'm like, do you guys not know me at all? Although I've got other antennas and I do use other antennas.
Yeah, he actually used an NFED when I was there once. We didn't bother putting up the rest of
them. No, we used an NFED twice.
In Ohio, I know we did it. Chief Logan the next day. But I was talking about Ohio.
Okay, yeah, we did Ohio and Chief Logan.
Yeah. Because one of the spots in Ohio, like we're putting the spotlights out the window and like scanning around us while we're activating, just waiting. It was a little creepy.
I'm actually excited to try this NFED out. Hopefully this weekend. It was supposed to be last weekend, but I didn't get to.
Oh yeah,
because last weekend got rainy, which is what it's doing. Which is what it's doing tonight too. Oh, anyway, yeah. For the people who's noticed that I went back to my morning activations before work the last 3 days, that's definitely because I've been using my own vehicle to go to work in. You can always tell if I'm driving myself. Yes, that is the spark plug, Ed.
And that's the 100-watt version?
It is the 100-watt version because you can't do 83 watts on a 50-watt version. And we all know that 83 is the magic number. 83 watts in a Dr. Pepper, and you can talk to Zimbabwe.
79 watts.
83.
79 was the best year ever. You could really get some good contacts. You run 88 watts
on 7188. I have been thinking of a really cool challenge. One weekend we all need to run the CQ McDonald's challenge, and
McDonald's on the air.
We need to run that on 7200. Everybody at one time. Everybody like to do a scheduled couple hours where that's the contest, and everybody has to be on the same frequency trying to make contacts. Around.
Do I get credit for a row? Because I've got like 6 McDonald's in town. I could get a McRhino.
A McRhino. What do they taste like?
So Mike wants
probably
to know,
chewy.
So Mike wants to know if they run it, make a 300 watt version because he'd smoke his Oreo. Your new antenna will handle 1500 watts, bud.
There you go.
So yeah, I think you'll be okay with 300.
Ed's got it right, McDoda.
So
you got to be careful about using Dodo. That's a trademark name. That's
McDoda?
a game. That's a computer game, yeah, console game. Dota.
Is it?
Yeah.
I'll have to look that up.
So
they have huge tournaments.
So anyway, back to talking. Back to talking about support your parks. What are you guys in the chat doing this weekend? Let us know. Let us know, and if we see anything interesting, we might pull one of y'all on and let you talk about it. But I seen Kyle in there, and I don't know if he was in there when I was talking about it earlier. Kyle, just talking with you on Sunday kind of inspired me a little bit more, and I've been hunting a lot more CW. So I do have a big CW goal for my goals for next year. I said I wasn't going to make no goals for next year because I made goals this year, and not that they were too hard because I've done killed them all, but what happens is I make goals and then I beat them, and then I make more goals and I beat them. Then I make more goals and I beat them, and it just keeps going like that. So, yep. But I've got a big CW goal for next year in mind.
I don't know if you noticed on the desk when I showed you the desk earlier, but there's a key sitting there, and I've actually thrown some CW out in the airwaves.
Okay.
I haven't made an official QSO yet, but my local hams were like, that sounds kind of like your call sign.
Well, I'm actually looking for about 20 CW ops that would be interested in doing a couple of private activations. I'll do the activations, and those 20 people would be the only person getting the notification of where I'm at, because I don't want to get piled up on first couple.
I'm definitely interested in that. Like, just knowing, like I need to spend a lot of time listening to CW and like having somebody help me make sure I'm decoding it correctly, and so knowing that, okay, I'm expecting to hear Kilo Echo 8 Papa Zulu in November. Can I actually decode that and get it right? So
that's why, and that's why hunting is so easy. Hunting CW is easy, guys. You learn to send your call sign, and learn to decode your call sign, and that's pretty much. You got to send the signal report and stuff too, but
how hard is
you already know their call sign. You already know where they're at. It's right there on the spotting page. So basically, you go and you wait till they call CQ, and once they call CQ, throw out your call sign, and if you can recognize your call sign coming back, send a signal report. It don't matter if you understand their signal report or what they're saying, because half the time I don't. That's like I work Bill a lot, and Kyle was telling me he's probably saying James, good morning, blah 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 blah. I don't know half of that when he sends it back, and I tell Bill, I'm like, dude, I just know you got me because you sent my call sign, and and it shows up in my log just the same. So.
We've got at least 4 members of our club here who are interested in doing a slow speed controlled activation kind of thing. So
Yeah, that's where I'm going to start. I'm going to get about 20 people. That I say 20. I only need 12 because we all know I won't do a 10 active.
yeah,
And we know, and I'll go to sideband afterwards anyway. But I say 20 that way. I know 12 of them will show up each time that I send a message and like, all right, I'm here. This is where I'm doing CW at, and that way I get the CW activation in, and then I go to sideband and let the pile come because like
you know what? Vance, are you still here? Vance, we need a sloth award for us newbies or not so newbies who are just really rusty. We need a how long can it take to get 10 contacts with CW award.
well,
it could be worse than slow scan TV, man.
I was gonna say I can tell you the sloth award's gonna go to slow scan TV because I've been doing them quite frequently. I haven't just set out and done just an activation. Matter of fact, this weekend is Support Your Parts weekend. This weekend I will do a slow scan only activation for Support Your Parts. So
I haven't hooked up slow scan. I haven't played with it at all. So
if you guys want to get me on that one activation, you better get your slow scan ready. I've got enough people that I can do it because I get 10 and 12 a night now when at the end of my activations when I get them, and I can switch bands and do it if I have to. But I'll do a video if you want to be on a Ham Radio Adventure Guy video, sending me slow scan TV. Oh God, Shaq and Greg's going to hear this.
Hey, it's got to follow FCC rules, so it can't be that bad.
All right. I don't know. Have you ever seen some of the stuff they send on slow scan TV?
I've seen some slow scans. Wait a minute. You got to follow FCC rules so it can't be that bad. Go to 7200 right now. Go right now and just listen.
Well, but we are upstanding operators.
Yeah, but
sorry, Larry V3LBI. Which James and 24-hour period for what? What are you talking about?
I think he was talking about the CW Sloth Award.
All right.
We could do a CW Rove, James.
Yeah.
We could do 3 parks in a 24-hour period.
I'll be lucky to do 2 if we're talking CW.
Go to any repeater, it's the same thing. I will tell you, there's a lot of people on repeaters that definitely need some etiquette classes. That's for sure.
Yeah, we don't have that problem up here, but there's definitely a couple repeaters in the States where you get the feeling they're new, they didn't really have Elmers, and
so I seen this one highlighted, but I want to bring it back up and. Yeah, he does keep it clean, but there's definitely some innuendos in his slow scan TV stuff.
Well, it's the only way for him to POTA since he can't POTA.
That's true. Robbie can't POTA and Robbie can't log, so that's his names. I swear I heard him say that to me one time. That's why I started calling him that. But I guess he said Robbie can POTA or something. But he got the Robbie can't POTA from me, and there's another person that I swear that says their call sign wrong to me because I called it out on one time, and then the next time I just messed it up because I heard it in a pile up. But now I think he's doing it intentionally, and I won't even act on it. I just say his call and go, but you know who you are, and if you're doing it, I'm onto your game. They will definitely watch the stream. I know that for sure.
Oh yeah.
All right, so
Ed brings that up. I forget what that is. It's something. That's the wind system out in California. They've been having problems with a guy just coming on and saying "F you" for like 20 minutes or something.
Listen, I've had some good ones. I've had some guys that said they were going to take a broomstick it and put it in the place I wouldn't want them to put it. That's for sure. But funny stuff. All right, so we're getting ready to wrap this up because it is getting ready to be the top of the hour, and I got a happy hour after chat, which my Patreons already know where that is, I hope, and they will be over there. But I got to go on there and fix Greg in the Patreon so he can have a access to it if he did, but he left a long time back. But Lord God, what have we done? We've brought Greg into our after chats too. Whew, boy, things are going downhill. Anyway, thank you very much for everybody who donated tonight. James, besides Support Your Parks, you got anything coming up?
Yeah, lots of POTA. We're a couple of us are talking about going out on the ice and putting up a vertical on the ice somewhere around here in the winter. I'm going to hit 200 parks, and I'm going to keep going. Just the problem is now to get new parks, I've got to drive over an hour. I know it's no big deal for you. Yeah. So yeah, it's just I'm going to keep plugging away at it and help any of my local club members. Brian's going to get active again. He's done with his summer activity soon, so you'll see V3X and S back on the airwaves a lot more. Hopefully we can get out and do an activation. So yeah, if I run down to Hamilton Way, I might you might hear me activate with VA3. Well, he doesn't use CP when he activates. I can't remember his other call sign, but Dave, if he hunts you, it's VA3 CP. I might activate with him. Might drag a LBI out to a park.
What do you mean if he hunts me?
Well, when he hunts you, he's using VA3 CP, but when he activates, he uses his other call sign. So
listen, Canada is not DX to me. Okay, Canada's my friends that I talk to every single night.
Oh yeah, and especially this area of Canada is definitely not DX. We're closer to using Florida is.
Like Larry, I talk to Larry probably 8 or 9 times a day.
Yep.
So yeah.
So I'm just going to keep come up with, like you. I keep coming up with challenges for myself just to, of course I'm going to be planning out for next plaque event next year. I'm not going for the robe again. I'm going for a different category. So I got to start working on that plan. So that's gonna take a good bit of work too.
I said I wasn't going for nothing next year because I kind of got aggravated about the whole situation, but I might have changed my mind. We'll just say that.
Well, that's good.
But, all right, Hayden, you got anything coming up?
Nothing special. I just wanted to say everybody have a great Support Your Parks weekend and be safe out there in the parks and enjoy your time outdoors.
All right. I will be out there all weekend long. The only time I will not be out there this weekend will be on Sunday evening when my grandson's playing football. Other than that, I'll be out there all weekend, and I got a couple of videos coming out. I got one with myself, James, and Kyle coming out, and I have a challenge coming out on Friday. Mail's going out on Friday. I'm glad I got a lot of chat donations tonight because that's going to help with that because I got a lot of stuff I got to send out. Other than that, if you did the 22 challenge, by this Friday, get it in because after this Friday, it's cut off. And did you get an answer on Pat?
I put it in the StreamYard chat.
Okay. All right. Patreons, I'll see you in after chat, and everybody else, we'll catch you on the air. 73, everybody.
73.